It's Thursday, guys. We're back for part 4 in this series. Now, over the last 3 weeks, we've been building towards something. We first started with the dangerous side of potential, because potential is something that can feel good, but potential on its own is not going to change your life. Then we talked about the cost of indecision, because a lot of people don't fail simply because they made the wrong move. They fail because they never made the move at all. Then we talked about one of my favorite topics, and it's rooted in a lot of what's gripping society today, and that's victim mentality. And it was the notion that nobody is coming to save you. And while that might sound harsh, it's also one of the most freeing realizations you can have. And that's the whole premise of LFG Energy, guys. It's to be freeing. It's to realize that there's more. It's to break through. Because once you stop waiting, once you stop negotiating with your own potential, once you stop sitting in indecision, you're left with one question: now what? And that brings us forth to today's episode right here on the LFG Energy podcast. Because if you're going to build something, if you are going to become somebody, if you're going to create proof instead of just talking about your potential, people need to know you exist. And that's why today, I want to talk about something that completely changed my life. It's saved my career. It's created more opportunities, developed and furthered more relationships, and honestly has changed even my belief in what is truly possible out there. And before I get into it, guys, I want to tell you that it doesn't matter what you do for a living or what stage in life you're in. Today's episode and the theme or word of what we're going to be talking about is something that everybody can apply, and you should apply it, because in a world that is fighting for attention, this one thing, the premise of today's episode, is the true currency, and that is visibility. Not clout, not attention for the sake of getting attention, not dancing on TikTok like your Wi-Fi bill depends on it. I'm talking about strategic and intentional visibility. The kind that lets the world see what you stand for, what you think, what you know, how you show up, what you believe in, and ultimately why you matter. Because here's the truth, guys. You can be talented and invisible. You can be skilled and overlooked, and you can be valuable and still highly unknown. And in today's world, that is not a talent problem. That's simply a visibility problem. And so today we're going to talk about why visibility changes everything and why it worked for me and why it will absolutely work for you too. So for years, guys, I was basically an invisible expert. You've all heard my story about why I got started in creating content. We did a podcast episode some time ago on that. I knew I was really good at what I did, and so did some of the other people that worked with me. But outside of that, very few people even knew I existed. I knew my craft, I worked hard, I cared about my clients, I showed up where it mattered. But the problem is not many other people knew any of that stuff about me. And opportunities can't find you if they can't see you. And when I was asked that question by my performance coach, Kai McBride, about how do we change this? How do we make sure that you actually are found? When somebody Googles you, what are they going to see? What are you going to do to shift that? Then something clicked, because I knew where the entire world is basically one gigantic online shopping mall, and that the only currency is visibility. But this is something that I have 100% control over. Ultimately, guys, you can't control how much you're going to get paid, who's going to do business with you, what deals you're going to land, what school you may or may not get into, what coach is going to think highly enough of you to select you, what person will or will not date you. We like to think we have control over these things, but there's still a little bit of it that is completely out of our hands. But the one thing that you have 100% control over as a quotient is how visible you are. How much are you showing up in the marketplace or in the world? And for me, that's what really clicked. Because visibility, guys, is a force multiplier. And in today's world, in this internet age, including what's happening with AI, this is non-negotiable. Visibility doesn't replace a skill. It actually amplifies it. Take whatever it is that you're good at, whatever your voice is, whatever individual trait that you have that makes you unique. This will throw gas on that fire. Every video, every post, every speech, every podcast, every highlight reel of your athletic performance becomes another opportunity for someone to discover you. And that's the crazy thing, guys, because that is exactly what happens next. The discovery process is really the magical part, meaning where other people are going to discover you. And this is the compounding effect of visibility, guys. Because people think that creating content will just generate you followers, which it does. It builds an audience, but it also creates referrals. It creates friendships. It builds credibility, forges partnerships, lands you your next speaking gig, furthers your career, opens up more doors for you. And all it takes is one, the significance of one. One post, one extra video, one extra thing that you do that gets out there and raises your visibility can change everything in your life. It doesn't happen overnight. It comes through consistency. It comes through a lot of perseverance. It comes through a lot of learning and introspection and self-realization. But it will change everything. And this brings me to the Times Square billboard. Just a few weeks ago, I was in New York with my media lead, Hashim, and we were there for doing some other special media projects. But literally after we landed, at midnight, we went out to Times Square because it was a special day where every hour I was going to have a digital billboard for just a few seconds playing a highlight reel of some stuff that we put together. And the billboard wasn't the accomplishment, guys, as special as it was, of course. The accomplishment was the consistency, everything that led to this moment. It was simply evidence of years of showing up, years of continuing to refine the message, get sharper, help more people, amplify what it was that I was doing, posting more content, raising my visibility. You put yourself out there enough and good things are going to happen. I can't tell you when. I can't tell you how much of it it's going to take. I do know that if you keep doing it, if you keep raising that visible strata out there in your life, that amazing things are going to happen to you. I look back now on the last 8 years of creating content and taking ownership of my own personal brands and raising my visibility online. And literally every great opportunity has come by way of something related to visibility. Posting enough content to raise credibility so that somebody could reach out to me and hire me for a speaking gig, or bring me in to consult and coach with their group, or even the LFG Society and how we've launched it, talking about the great success stories and the wins from the people in our group and putting that out there and raising that visibility and celebrating those people is ultimately leading us to growing the community even more. Now for you, whatever it is that you're doing, as I said at the onset of this podcast episode, guys, if you're trying to get into a great college, if you're an athlete, taking control of your personal brand has never been more important, because if you aren't touting your success, if you aren't putting those highlight reels out there, how do you expect anyone's gonna discover you? It's too crowded, there's too many eyeballs. You have to take the lead on this. If you're trying to forge some type of a brand or launch a product in a certain market space, they're never gonna know about you unless you are talking about it constantly, unless you are so visible that they can't tune you out. Just remember, guys, the world cannot reward your value if it doesn't know that you actually exist. Visibility is not vanity, and that's where this really gets confused. People think that you're doing it just for your own vanity or because you're trying to boost or stroke your own ego. It's not about that at all. And people that do it for those reasons are doing it for exactly that, the wrong reasons, and it will never truly materialize. But if you are in service to others simply because you have a powerful message, you have a gift, you have a light or something to actually share, and I promise you, even if you don't think you do, guys, I can assure you, you absolutely do. You just need to find it, because everyone has this. But if you do it, again, it's not about vanity, it's all about opportunity, life-changing opportunity. So as we close out this 4-part series, guys, I really want you to think about the thread that's connecting all of this. Potential is not enough. Indecision is very, very expensive. Nobody is coming to save you, and visibility changes everything. That is the progression. That is the takeaway from all of this. And if you're catching this episode first, please go back and binge the other 3 back to back to back, and then reconclude with this one so that it all ties together for you. Stop romanticizing who you could become. You make the decision. You take the ownership. And then you allow people to see the work. And that's where life starts to change. Remember, guys, it's not an overnight thing. It doesn't happen just instantly. And it's not because one piece of content or one post is going to go viral, not because one person gave you permission, but because you started creating proof. And proof compounds. Your confidence compounds. Your reputation compounds. Your relationships will compound. Your opportunities will then compound. But none of this will happen if you stay hidden, if you stay invisible. So I ask you, what does the world know about you? If I Google you or I go online to look you up, what will I find? What will I not find? That's probably the bigger question. And I know that visibility can feel uncomfortable, guys. It can feel awkward because we're all vain and we want to look good and we want to sound good and we don't want to put out something that maybe makes us look bad or that we feel a little bit awkward about. But I promise you, all of that is part of the process. And if that is the thing that is keeping you stuck, you're actually being selfish, because I told you, everybody in here has some light, has something that they can share, that they can put out into this world or into the universe when it comes to the online space. And if you hold on to it, knowing and believing that it is something valuable or that it could change or affect someone's life or move the needle for just one other human being, if you hold on to that simply because you're worried about how you sound or look or what other people are going to say, then you are actually being selfish. So who are you not to do this stuff? Who are you not to share what you've learned? What experiences, what things you've overcome, what battles you've fought, what demons you've conquered. I don't want you to wake up, guys, and as cheesy as it sounds, have some kind of regrets. I think about these things a lot. Personally speaking, I'm 47 years old. I'll be 48 this year. And technically, that's the halfway point, right? It's halftime in my life because I fully intend to make it to 100. And so time has become very important to me, and I don't want to waste any of it. And the earlier that you can grasp that and think that nothing is infinite, everything is finite, time, energy, existence, and you need to get out there and start doing something. Don't wait for permission. Make the decision. Take ownership. Build the proof. Let people see it. And go become the person, the great human being that your potential has been hinting at this entire time. And that, my friends, is LFG Energy. I hope you got a lot out of this 4-part series. Something that's going to move the needle in your life. Give yourself permission to actually take that action. Stop being a victim. Stop blaming other people. Recognizing that talent and potential alone is actually nothing, and that it can be dangerous if you just rest on that, and that we don't have a lot of time to get this done. So get out there and do it. Please let me know what of these episodes in this 4-part series were helpful to you. Take a screenshot, tag us in it, share it with somebody else that you feel it could help. I appreciate you guys listening and making this show what it is, and look forward to catching you guys next week on the LFG Energy podcast. Love you guys.